skills. And originally I planned to focus more on the EMI classes, but I think actually I work on this kind of area for some time because you can see that my outline is like this. So of course, you know that in Taiwan we have to meet the bilingual policies, and that's why the government encouraged all the universities here in Taiwan try to implement this kind of policy, like we have to use English all the time in all the classes, and that's why we have to develop this kind of environment for our students to use academic English as much as they could. And that's why, in this kind of courses, we have to know how to present our studies, and that means presentational skills. We have to work on this kind of skills, and also you have to make some kind of group discussion in an academic way. But maybe some of you know that I talked about group discussion skills a few weeks ago, and that's why I'm showing you this. But you can see the date is actually last year. So not only last year, but also this year, I have given some talk on developing the group discussion skills already in several courses like this. And that's why I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this, because basically we know that we have some kind of structure to know how to talk in a well-organized way. And so that now I'm going, later I'll be going back to work on this one. And also, as I said, the presentational skill is also one of the essential part when we are participating in an EMI classes, and that's why we have to make a presentation, and we have to be organized, we have to talk in a formal way. And actually, you can also see the date here. I talked about the topic like at least twice last year. And that's why I would like you to, access my cloud to have a clearer picture about what this kind of presentation skill is like. And also there are some very useful expression for you to use when you're giving English presentation. And now I'm showing you the QR code here. Okay, as I said, I'm not working on English presentation skills that much, and I'm not working on the group discussion skills. Of course, English group discussion skills as much as I'm expected to do, because I work on that many times before, including last year, including this year. And today, what I want to do is to give you some kind of idea about how to develop your speaking abilities in your everyday life. And so it's not only about the academic courses, it's about, your social life, it's about the whole world, it's about your future, because you're not only, limit yourself in this kind of classes, right? And so now let's go back. This is today's topic, okay? So I just show you a little part of today's outline. So first of all, I'll be talking just a little bit about presentation and also group discussion skills. And then the focus is more on the two sections in the middle. So we'll be talking about some chunks. Okay, some chunk. So the so-called chunk, or sometimes people say language chunks, means some kind of expression, like phrases, like idioms, not idiot, idioms, or like, so how the word is often used with another word, the so-called collocation. So we have a lot of chunks in all kinds of language, including English, like fly the kite. Fly the kite is some kind of very, very easy chunk in this language, or like make a presentation or give a presentation. This is also a chunk. So we are not looking at the word or listen to the word, one word after another. We are listening to a whole group of words together. So this whole group of words, we call them chunks, okay? So the second part is more about try to accumulate
as many chunks as possible in your everyday life because we are using the language in chunks and chunks, not single word, okay? And so if you're developing a lot of chunks, that means you can express yourself in a very, very fluent and easier way, right? And my recommendation is that like 3 chunks a day and at least 3 days a week, and wow, you'll be getting a lot. And you keep the English teacher away. You don't need English teacher anymore. And then the third one is also something I like to do a lot in my everyday life. I believe a lot of you have your idols, and I have my idols too. And I listen to my idols. I watch my idols interview, watch their movies, and I try to know them as much as I could. And I also try to learn from them. I try to copy the words or the chunks or the expressions they use a lot. And that way, I can be more like them, maybe. Okay? So if you stick to your idols, of course, if they're using English, you can learn a lot and you can imitate them, their style, and you can, accumulate, again, your ability in speaking, right? And finally, we have to develop this kind of habit in our everyday life. So now, let's go to the first part. So as I said, the presentation skills is very, very formal. So you have to know the structure of an English presentation. And basically the structure is very easy, 3 parts only. When we are giving an English presentation, we have the opening. And in the opening, you have to greet your audience, you say hello, and you talk about your topic, and maybe you try to structure your whole content a little bit at the very beginning. So the beginning is called the opening in the first part of the English presentation. And the second part, the middle part, is essential part. That's about the body. Or sometimes people say, oh, there are some major points in the middle of a presentation. But usually, if we are using a very general word, we say body part. And then the last part in the presentation, of course, is about the closing. Or sometimes we say conclusion. So in the closing or in the conclusion, usually we try to summarize what we have been talking about in the body part and also in the opening part. But you have to try to use an interesting way and creative way to impress your audience further before they go home, okay? And so this is about presentation. And of course, we need to learn some useful expressions when we are giving a presentation. And that's why I said here, you have to, if you like, you can refer to this file because I've already included the file in my cloud, so you can download my file and get more detail about that. So now let's go ahead with the second one. No, not here. Okay, the second one. So not only in an academic course, especially when it is an EMI class, you not only have to use the presentational skill, you also have to use what I said earlier, group discussion. You have to show your opinion. You have to allow different kind of perspective clash together. And that's why we need to learn also some expressions for you to command this kind of situation. And so basically when we are learning discussion or group discussion skill, we divide this into 3 parts. You have to learn how to give opinions. You have to show your agreement. You have to show your disagreement, but of course in a polite way. You don't want to annoy other people, right? And also sometimes if you are not making your points very clear to other participants, you have to clarify your points. And that's why you have to make clarification. Or sometimes maybe you would like your other participant to explain their points further, and that's how you would like to learn some expression to ask for clarification. So these are the 3 basics in this group discussion skills. And again, as I said earlier, I talked about that many times before, and if you like to know more detail about that, you can access this file still in the same place, okay? Still on my cloud. And now let's go ahead with the thing that I think that's more important in our everyday life, because we have to, accumulate, we have to get as many English expression or idioms or phrases as possible, and that's why I say chunks. So in our college or in an EMI courses, of course, we know that sometimes we have to talk about, not sometimes, we have to talk about a lot of possible issues, and that's why here are some possible chunks for college students to use in their college life. Like the first five here on this page. For example, the first one, I need to hit the bricks. What does that mean, hit the bricks? So hit the brick is a typical chunk. It's some kind of expression, or you can say idiom, okay? So what do you think does that mean, hit the brick? Hit the brick. You get a brick and you hit it. And here, of course, that means you have to study hard. You have to use your time, limited time to study further, because maybe your exam is coming, and that's why you have to hit the brick for your upcoming exam. Hit the brick means study hard, okay? And then some other very easy and also very useful expression, or we could say chunks in your college life, are this few, like in a nutshell. Of course, that can mean the same thing as if you say in conclusion or in summary. That means the same thing, but sometimes people say in a nutshell, right? And then number 3, I think all of you would like this to happen all the time in your life. She passed something with flying colors. Of course, maybe she passed the interview, maybe she passed the exam, or passed the competition or something like that, okay? So if you say someone passed something with flying colors, that means this person succeeded very, very well. This person just maybe got 100% success, okay? Pass something with flying colors. So the blue words here, I highlighted the chunks in blue words, and that means they are chunks for us to try to accumulate, try to learn, and we try to use them as much as we could, because native speakers, they use them. They are not saying this word separately. They are not saying things like that. She passed the interview with flying colors. No, of course, they use the chunk together. They say them all together at one time. So she passed the interview with flying colors. She passed the interview. Maybe the speaker will be paused here for a little while, maybe for a half second, and then the speaker will be finishing the rest of the sentence, the last 3 words, maybe in a second with flying colors, because they are chunk, they are expression, they are phrase, okay? And then the fourth one, he aced the chemistry exam, or he aced the literature exam. Ace, of course, means number 1 or the best. So number 4 expression and number 3 expression actually could mean the same thing, very, very similar thing. But number 4 basically is about exams. So the first example is showing us that he did very, very well on his chemistry exam, okay? And then the last one, think outside the box. I believe that all of you heard about this kind of phrase. That means you have to think in a creative way and come out with some creative ideas, right? And we also have a lot of other chunks here for your reference. So what I mean here is that we have to try to not only learn this kind of chunks, but also try to use them every day in our lives. But how do we use them? For example, if you get a book, or if you go to a website, and this website is introducing you a lot of useful expressions, and you want to learn them, but you don't want to learn all of them at one time. Maybe every day you spare like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you try to study like 3 of them for a little while, but after study, if you don't use them at all, you forget them easily, right? So you have to try to think about a way to memorize them, try to utilize them as much as you could. For example, I'll be using my smartphone, and I like to record my own voice. And then I'll be reading some. Maybe today I just want to learn 3 of the sentences, and in these 3 of the sentences there are 3 different kind of chunks. And now I read all the 3 sentences using my smartphone to record my voice in one recording. And then all through the day, I'll be listening to my voice from time to time, because sometimes maybe you are waiting for the teacher to arrive in the class, and sometimes maybe you are waiting for your lunchbox, or sometimes you are doing nothing at all. So over this blank period, maybe 1 minute, maybe 3 minutes, this kind of blank period, you can just play this recording with your own voice there and listen to that. And as you listen as many times, you could memorize them. You could get more fluent and familiarize yourself with all this kind of expression or all this kind of chunks, okay? So these are some of the chunks I just listed. Like the last one here. I submitted my proposal. So now the ball is in your court. The ball, so court doesn't mean the court of law, no. Here the court, the court can mean the tennis court, or some other, sports courts. And when you say the ball is in your court, that means it's your turn to do something, or it's your turn to make some kind of decision, okay? So the blue words, as I said, are some common expressions, or we could call them chunks. And we try to use them as much as we could, and that can make our speaking more fluently, okay? And now some more chunks here. And you can notice that at the beginning I wrote 3 chunks a day, and later I wrote 3 days a week. So that's the minimum, because we have 7 days a week. You only use less than a half of the days, and that means you are not pushing yourself too hard. But you still have to spare some time for yourself to try to use them, because if you're not using them at all, you forget how to use them easily, quickly, right? So try to familiarize yourself with them. And if you're saying we're all in the same boat when it comes to the final exam, so in the same boat, so I want you to compare this expression or this chunk in the same boat with on the same page. Very similar, right? So if you say we are on the same page, for example, you show the same kind of opinion. You agree with the other person, and that's why you say we're on the same page. But if you say we're in the same boat, same page and same boat are totally different. So if you're saying we're in the same boat, that means, wow, you are facing some kind of difficult situation together. You are in a similar but difficult situation with the other person. And that's why you say we're in the same boat. But as I said earlier, if you say we're on the same page, that means I agree with you. Okay, I share the same opinion with you. And so there are chunks or common expressions in college life or in our everyday life. Okay? And so that's all. I doesn't mean I don't mean that's all. I mean that's some common expressions or common chunks that a college student could use in their everyday life, not only in their college life, but also in their classes, okay? And now I'm going to ask you to choose, as I just suggest you to do, you could try to use your smartphone, and let's stay on this page, okay? We only have 3 sentences here. But imagine that you are learning, you try to get used to one of them, and that's why you would like to use your smartphone to record one of them. But before you record your own voice, you have to be familiar with the sentence, and that means you have to try to practice saying it in a fluent way. Like, let's cut to the chase and discuss the key findings. So the first expression, cut to the chase, means that get to the point. But of course, sometimes if people say get to the point, you can be too direct, and people will find you not polite enough. Maybe when you're saying get to the point, maybe you could sound a little bit rude to other people, and that's why instead of saying get to the point, other people may say chase, cut to the chase. Cut to the chase originally is used in some kind of TV show or movie scene, like the cop, the police is chasing some kind of criminals, but they are driving their cars very, very fast. So sometimes the car chase scene could be quite long, like maybe 10 minutes. That's pretty long, right? But if you just cut the movie scenes into this important or climatic part, and that's cut to the chase. That means you are going to the most important, most exciting part of the movie. And here, when people say cut to the chase, of course, that means what I said. You try to talk about the point and try not to digress anymore. And we want to talk about the essential issues now. So cut to the chase. So now the other two more examples are include some other very useful expressions or chunks in our life. So now I would like you to try to choose one of them and practice saying only one of them. And when you are fluent enough, you use your smartphone and then record it. And then after you go home, maybe throughout the day or throughout the week, sometimes you play the recording to yourself and you listen to the same sentence for many times, and eventually you'll know how to use that. You don't have to think about cut, chase. Do I say chase first? Do I say cut first? So you don't have to think about that. You just say it in a natural way, in a really spontaneous way. Okay? So now practice one of them only for a little while. Or maybe you could choose the second one. It took me a while to learn the ropes. Learn the ropes means learn the basic skills or learn the basic principles of something. Okay? And the third one, when analyzing literature, it's essential to read between the lines. I believe a lot of you know that. Read between the lines means that you have to try to get the hidden meanings between the lines, because sometimes the meaning doesn't present themselves in the words. You have to think about some possibilities, or you have to think about some allusions to this part of the words. Okay? So choose one of them and practice a little bit and record your own voice. Would you like to record your own voice? And when you go home, it will be fun listening to your own voice. Or if you don't want to record your voice, you can record your friend's voice. You can force her to say one of that and record it. You want to do some kind of thing that's called telepathy, right? Are you doing this kind of thing? We call that telepathy. Telepathy. Because you're not I don't see a lot of you practicing the sentences. I don't see you're recording your voice, and then I thought that maybe you are doing this. That's called telepathy. Telepathy means that you are using your mind to know what the other person is thinking. This is what is happening. Maybe. Okay, so now let's move on to the third part of today's talk, sticking to your idol. So maybe some of you know that I love Taylor Swift so much. I sing all her songs. I watch almost all of her interviews, and she also got some movies, right? And so now, because before today's talk, I check the audio system on the computer, and it is not working, because you can see that I would like to play this video. No sound. And that's why later I'll be still showing you the scene, and I'll be using my smartphone to play the audio, and you can still listen to what they're saying there. Okay, but now let me just talk about what does that mean when I said stick to your idol. Here. Okay, because we want to practice speaking, right? We want to speak fluently, and if you have your idol and your idol is speaking English too, and that will help you. That will facilitate all the process for you to learn a lot of expression your idol is using all the time, right? So maybe you would like to choose a video with your idol talking in the video. You choose one of that, and then, but you don't want to learn everything she said or he said. You just want to learn a little part. That little part is exciting part that interests you a lot, okay? And then you choose a sentence, okay, in this exciting part, and you would like to imitate what your idol is saying there. And this is what's happening. And after you choose the sentence in the video, and after you imitate what your idol is saying there, you would like to record both your idol's voice and your own voices. Okay, I'll show you later. But as I said, I cannot play the audio from this computer, so I'll just play this audio from my smartphone later. Okay, and after that, after you already record both your idol and your own voice together in the same recording, you can listen to that. And of course, all through the day, listen to that, and maybe you would like to repeat after your idol, repeat after yourself. Both is okay, okay? So now, let me just show you from the video from 3 minutes 52 seconds.
Last time I was in a stadium this size, I was dancing in heels and wearing a glittery leotard.
I'm not sure whether you can
much
hear
more
that.
comfortable. I would like to say a huge thank you to NYU's chairman of the board of trustees, Bill Berkeley, and all the trustees and members of the board, NYU's president,
Okay,
Andrew Hamilton.
so now
Provost
after,
Catherine
because this talk could be long, could be like over 20 minutes, and that's why I just choose a very, very small part in her speech. And I would like to imitate what she say, and I want to listen to her voice and also my voice and compare whether there's a lot of differences between us, okay? So now, I'll just play my video, my audio, not the video anymore. So let me try. So I'm imitating this sentence here. Okay? So I'll be imitating this sentence. And now I'll be playing this audio of my practice.
Last time I was in a stadium this size, I was dancing in heels and wearing a glittery leotard.
Last time I was in a stadium this size, I was dancing in heels and wearing a glittery leotard.
Okay, not fun at all, but at least I'm trying to imitate a little bit of her glamour. And so this is how I usually do, because I love my idol so much, so I like to spare some time to imitate what she said in some video, in some interview, in some speech like that, okay? And so this is one example. And then another idol of mine is called Emily Blunt. So you can see that Taylor Swift is an American singer. So she speaks very, very typical American accent. And the other one is a British actress. And her accent, for me, is very beautiful. She's Emily Blunt. So now I'll be playing another video. But let me show you this one first. Here. Okay, so this is Emily Blunt a few years ago. And so in this video, yeah, she's joining an interview with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon is also one of my favorite because he's a very popular talk show host, and he's funny. He's also versatile. He can sing, he can act in a lot of short plays or even films. So this time, because this is an interview, and that's why they don't say a complete sentence at one time. They say short part of sentences, part and part and part and part. So, this kind of practice lasts for a little bit longer time because she's talking about her baby. So when she was interviewed, when she was being interviewed in this show, she was talking about her newborn baby Violet, and she was also talking about her first child. That's Hazel, as I remember. Her first child's name is Hazel. And she talked about the interaction between these two little kids. And it's so fun. And so, again, I like to watch their interview. So I like to imitate some of the sentences they say. So I choose some specific part and record both her voice. And after she finished, I record my own voice. Okay? And now, again, I'll be using my smartphone and also the computer to show you the example here.
Congratulations on baby number 2.
Thank you.
That's right. Was it 2 months ago? Or something? How?
Over almost 4.
Oh, 4. Sorry, I'm a little late in my congratulations.
keep up.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. How's the other baby dealing with you?
I mean, Hazel, we were concerned Hazel would be really disinterested, and she's actually, she quite likes her.
She does?
Yeah. No, I turned my back for a second yesterday, and I went to the kitchen to make her some lunch, and I came back to discover Hazel just dragging Violet off her plate. Just gently sort of just dragging her.
Like a baby,
and
yeah.
Violet looked a bit wide-eyed,
Yeah.
And I just said, oh, Hazel, I don't think we want to do that. And she goes, I just want to get her in a better spot.
Yeah, she wasn't in a good spot already. Like,
So on the wood floor as opposed to the plain mat. Yeah, sure.
spot for her, yeah.
Sure, it's a much better spot.
Is your kids getting your accent, or are they getting your husband's accent?
Well, Hazel had my accent for a really long time and would say things like water, which I was really proud of. And then the other day she goes, can I have some water? And I went, it's water. And she was like, no, it's water.
Because she's saying so because
Were you pregnant shooting?
she's saying so because Emily Blunt is British and her husband is American, and that's why their children, they are they are choosing whether they would like to learn the so-called American accent and British accent. So at the beginning, maybe when her first child, that's Hazel, when Hazel was much younger, and Hazel, influenced by mother more, right? So Hazel picked her mother's accent, that's British accent, and that's why when Hazel was very, very, very little, Hazel say water, that's British accent. But now she's bigger, she's older, a little bit older, and now Hazel, is choosing, is taking side, is choosing her father's accent, that's American accent, and so Hazel is saying water, not water. So different accent, And now I'm imitating actually this part. So let me see my file. So I'm imitating from 22 seconds in this video.
Yeah, I back for a second yesterday, and I went to the kitchen to make her some lunch, and I came back to discover Hazel just dragging Violet off her plate. Just gently sort of just dragging her. And Violet looked a bit wide-eyed,
Yeah.
Okay, so I was imitating this little part.
Yesterday, and I went to the kitchen to make us some lunch, and I came back to discover Hazel's just dragging Violet off her play mat. Just gently, just dragging her, and Violet's a little bit wide-eyed,
Okay, so now what's happening here is that Emily, she went to the kitchen for a little while because she would like to make some breakfast or lunch, something like that, for the family. And so she turned her back for a few seconds. She went back to maybe the living room. She didn't mention the living room. When she turned back, she found that, wow, Hazel, the big one, Hazel was dragging the little baby on the floor, but she emphasized gently, very gently. But the big sister was dragging the little baby on the floor gently. And as the mother, that's Emily, noticed that, she was quite surprised, but she doesn't want to scold her. She just say, we wouldn't want to do that. But Hazel insists on doing that, so that's why Hazel say, I just want to make her into the right spot, something like that. And that's why I think, wow, this part is very, very funny. And that's why I would like to learn this little part. So I record that area when Emily Blunt is talking, and then I pause, and then I record my own voice saying the same thing. Okay, so this is some kind of practice we can do because you are imitating someone you like a lot, and you are also imitating this kind of sentence patterns that people use in their everyday life when they are talking about some funny things in their life. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say stick to your idol. Here. Okay, so basically we're doing the same thing. You watch a video and you choose some interesting part you like, and you choose a sentence or that little part, and then before you record yourself and also your idol's voice, you would like to practice a little bit. Maybe you practice a few times until you know what exactly happening there, what kind of words you like to say, and then when you're ready, when you prepare enough, you record both your idol's voice and also your own voice in the same recording. And then all through the day or in the rest of the week, you listen to this recording many times. And then you get used to how to express this kind of situation easily, okay? So with this kind of recording, actually we can do something further to practice our speaking skills, like this. So I'm not sure whether you know this kind of thing. This picture is showing you ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is my good friend because I talk to it very often. And you can see, I'm not using iPhone, I'm just using an Android system. But it's very convenient because you can just download it as an app. And I have ChatGPT here. And then I open the app, and then I can where? Oh, I can just say something directly to it. And then I tape to stop what I said, and then it can just record my voice and transcribed what I said into words. So after the app transcribe what I said to the app into text, I can check whether the words are correct, whether the words are exactly what I was saying here. So it's very convenient. You don't have to type every single word in this app. You can just talk to it. And then, although right now they haven't got this kind of function to respond to you like Siri, they can change what you said into words, into text, and you can check, whether this is correct, right? And then you can ask them some questions or ask them for some kind of suggestion. So now this is something we can also do to use with ChatGPT. Like, let's go to this part first. Okay? So as I said earlier, I record Taylor Swift sentence and also myself saying the same sentence in the same recording. And then I record Emily Blunt's her words and also what I said in the same recording, right? And then I can play the video. Sorry. I made a little bit of mistake here. So what I'm showing you here is that you watch the video. You're not sticking to the recording. You just record. You can just watch the video like Taylor Swift's her speech. She made the speech last year in NYU, and she got some kind of honorable degree as a PhD. In that school, so that's why she's a representative there and giving a big speech there. So after you finish watching the video, you could try to summarize something that impressed you a lot. You don't have to talk about every detail in this video, okay? But of course, you could see that the speech could be very, very formal and very, very, very serious stuff. And if you like, you can also choose something fun like this one. This is some family life. She's sharing with her friends some aspect of her family life, and that's why you can choose some easier video for you to practice summarizing. So after you watch the video several times, that's why I wrote N times. You watch that not only one time, you watch that several times until you get the gist. That means the main points. And then you try to summarize the story. But of course, because you are practicing your speaking skill. So again, you are using ChatGPT, as I said earlier, okay? So you are using ChatGPT to record your own summary of this video because you watched the video several times. You know what's happening there. So you want to use the English words you know to describe what's happening in the video. So you talk to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will help you to transcribe your voice into words, into texts here. And then you can check, okay, this is what I said, this is my summary. And then maybe you can also do something like this. You could do things like this. Oh, sorry. So this part from here, so until floor, okay? This part is what I said, what I exactly said, and that's some kind of summary I've made about the video I watched, okay? And after you say that into ChatGPT app, you can type some other words at the beginning of this text. You could say you can type words like this. Can you revise my English as follows? Because the following big group of words have become the text in the app already, so you don't have to type them anymore because you talk to the ChatGPT, and the ChatGPT help you to change them into text. So right now you only have to type the first line. Okay, you type, can you revise my English as follows? And then ChatGPT will generate its own version here. So now I'll be showing you my own version here. So I'm practicing to summarize the video about Emily Blunt and her family life. So I said, so in this interview, Jimmy Fallon was a host, okay? Jimmy Fallon was interviewing Emily Blunt, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I say this to my ChatGPT. And after that, after I finish summarizing what's happening in the video, I type these few words. Can you revise my English? And then after that, ChatGPT, this is ChatGPT's response. So ChatGPT will say, okay, here you go. In this interview, blah, blah, blah. So basically, ChatGPT's summary and my summary are very similar, but it still changed some words to make it more precise. I think because I'm not thinking too much when I'm practicing summarizing the story in the video. I'm not thinking about some difficult words or some strong connecting words or linking words. But ChatGPT could help me to use some other words for my reference. And that's why I show you some words in boldface. And these words are some better words that ChatGPT is showing me. And the ChatGPT is suggesting me that when I'm summarizing this video, when I'm summarizing the story, maybe I could also use these words. So you could compare your own version with ChatGPT's version. So this is something that AI can help us with our English, right? And let me just go back. And this is why I said we could summarize on our own, and we use ChatGPT, and after that we can compare because you ask it to revise your English. So you can check your own version and the revised version, right? And you can learn something better from ChatGPT. And of course, earlier on today, we just talked about some chunks. We have to learn and accumulate a lot of chunks or expressions or phrases in our life. So you can also, because I asked you to do that, right? So you can record your own voice saying those chunks and then listen to the recording and to get more familiar with them. And finally, I have some other suggestions for us to do to build our speaking ability. So basically, if you are practicing English, it's better for us to set up some regular time for you to do so. Maybe you don't have so much time, maybe you only got 5 minutes every day. So remember that you want to spare from 8 p.m. to 8:05 p.m. These 5 minutes, I only do something with English. Because today, if you're doing similar things today during the daytime, but tomorrow late in the evening, and you are not setting yourself to some kind of regular check. And that's why if you are following some regular time slot, it will help you to get used to this kind of habit, okay? So after you have a regular time for yourself, of course, you want to have some kind of topic for you to practice, like you want to talk about your feelings every day, or you want to talk about your school life, you want to talk about your relationship, you want to talk about your travel plan or something like, or your besties, okay? You can talk about any topic you like. And then again, I really like to record my own voice, so you can record your own thoughts, and you can consult. Consult means ask question, okay? Consult ChatGPT or consult other app. But of course, as I said, we cannot ask ChatGPT to pronounce the words for us. So if you really want to know the pronunciation of certain difficult words, you can consult Google Translate because they can speak the whole text, read the whole text for you, right? And then you'll be doing a second recording. You compare them. Because if you only record once, you are not improving yourself. But if you're, checking which area you need more improvement, and you're recording the same thing for the second time, you change some of the words you're using, you're improving yourself. So this one is only for individual practice, but for a group practice, I think it will be more fun. Because when I was in college many years ago, I have a group of friends, and all of us are animal because I'm Gogo. Gogo is dog. And I have my other best friend like duck or monkey or pig or blah blah or koala. So this group of animals, we meet regularly every Thursday evening from 7. At the beginning, we met from 7 to 8 p.m. But it's so fun. So eventually, we last our meeting time for 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours. Okay, and so we meet each other every day on a weekly basis, and we practice. But of course, before you meet, you have to set up your topic. You have to know what you would like to talk about. And then you also, because you have your teammates, you also would like to prepare some related question. You can propose those questions to your partner and encourage a lot of different kind of responses, because if you're only talking to yourself, it's not fun at all. And you only think in this way. And if you have a group of people helping you to practice, wow, you are learning from each other. You can learn from different kind of perspective too, right? And then you share thoughts, and when you are sharing your thoughts, your friend can ask you some follow-up question because maybe they would like to know more information about your answer, right? Or sometimes you are sharing your thoughts, but this time you can be something like a teacher. You can ask them to tell you back about what you just said to them, and that means you are asking them to summarize what you just told them. So this kind of interaction really help you to improve your speaking skill, and it will be fun to learn from different kind of people, because different people, they use different kind of words or different kind of sentence structure or expression to make their points, right? Okay, so these are some suggestions for a group, or you can say teammates. Okay, and also maybe some of you know that I listen to this a lot. I use this a lot. I like to listen to BBC 6 Minute English because they have a topic. So if you don't know what could be your topic, you can listen to this kind of program, this kind of show, and get some idea from those programs. And then use them as the topic for you and your partners, for you and your teammates, okay? And these are some other resources I use a lot. Okay, so I guess that's all for today, and thank you for your participation. Thank you.